Hey everybody, Pastor Will here with another Monday Moment. Had a good day today. Hopefully you're having a good Monday as well. We had a great weekend at the church, and we started our new sermon series called Mastermind, and it's talking about our thoughts. Where do our thoughts take us when we're tired or depressed or feeling lonely or just in a place where we're not feeling the best. Where do your thoughts take you, and what do you think about most? What are your most strongest, dominating thoughts? What do you think about the most in your life? Because what your dominating thoughts are, that is the direction in which your life is headed. So whatever you think about the most, that's where you're headed with your life. So are you more positive in your thinking or more negative in your thinking? Are you more earthly, worldly minded, or are you more eternally minded? Are you more selfish in your thinking or selfless in your thinking? What are your dominant thoughts about? And that is the direction in which your life will go, because as a man thinks, this is a proverb from the book of Proverbs, as a man thinks, so will he be. Your thoughts are hugely important, and so what you're dwelling on in your thoughts, in your mind, what you're meditating on, ruminating on in your mind makes a huge difference, because it can literally take you places that you want to go or places you don't want to go. Hey Ashley, thanks for watching. Good to see you on here. And Debbie, thanks for watching tonight. So I quoted it. Hey Alan, I quoted a scripture in 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5, and it says, so we fight differently than the world fights. We fight with God's dynamite power to demolish strongholds of the enemy that he has in our minds. We demolish those with God's dynamite power, and we take captive every thought, and we make it submit, or we make it obedient to Jesus Christ. Whatever thoughts that we have, we need to submit them to Jesus and his ways, because it's then that we'll receive life. If we will submit our thoughts to Jesus, we will receive life. We will be living life, and life to the full. Otherwise, we'll continue down familiar pathways that we usually go down when we start, when we're alone with our thoughts. We'll go down those same paths. So I talked to the church about those pathways that we develop, that when we get stressed or get worried or get weak in our lives, we go down certain paths. And I talked one of the examples I gave was with your spouse. Sometimes you know that if you bring up a certain thing with your spouse, you guys are going to go down the wrong path together. You're gonna go down this neural pathway where you don't want to go. So what do you have to do? You have to change your pathway somehow, and that's not something you can do on your own. That's something you need the dynamite power of God to change the neural pathways of your mind, so that when you get into that situation with your spouse again, where you always argue about this, you go down the same path with them, you need God's help to transform that conversation, to transform the way that conversation is going to go. So pray, ask God to transform the way that you think about your spouse in this situation. Ask God to transform their mind, so that the next time you have that conversation, you sit down with them and your mind is in a different place. You have the mind of Christ, and you're able to love them like Christ would love them, not how yourself would love them, but how Christ would love them, because that's when we can truly love our spouse or our significant other. And that's just one example of submitting your mind to Christ and taking every thought captive and saying, no, I will make my thoughts obedient to Christ. And so what are your plans for the future? What are you planning in your mind for the future? Have you taken that thought captive and submitted that thought to God? Have you asked him, is this your plan, God, or is this my plan? Because many are the plans of a man's heart, but only God's prevail. So that's a good thing to think about this week, to meditate on, is what do you think about? What are your most dominant, strongest thoughts? Where are they taking you? Are you excited about where your thoughts are taking you? Does it make you excited to think, oh, I've been thinking about this and I'm excited about where my thoughts are taking me? Or are you frustrated with where you're going? Either way, I would ask you to submit your thoughts to God this week. Submit your mind to him and allow him to transform the way that you think so that you can have life and life to the full. So I hope you guys have a great week, and love you all. Peace.